of the Chatham Conservation Commission being held on November 5th, 2025, in accordance with the Massachusetts Wetlands Protection Act and the Town of Chatham Wetlands Protection Bylaw and Regulations. My name is Karen Lattin, and I serve as the chair. Today's hearing is being broadcast live on Xfinity Channel 1072 and is being recorded for the on-demand archives available on the town's website. It is being conducted in person, by phone, and by video conference. The agenda, instructions on how to attend, and copies of documents for review are posted on the town's website. To all participants, whether attending by phone or online, please remain muted unless you've been recognized by the chair. If you're attending by phone, you can mute and unmute by using *6. If you are online and you are not a commissioner, please keep your camera turned off unless you've been recognized. Indicate that you wish to speak by using the raised hand feature. So that we have a record of quorum, I will now ask each commissioner to indicate their presence. Vice Chair Paul Johnson.
Present.
Janet Williams.
Present.
Elise Gordon.
Present.
Eric Hilbert.
Present.
Bob Del Vecchio is unable to attend, and I am here. We have established that we have a quorum. Is there anyone who would like to make any announcements, comments, or future agenda items for anything other than the properties on the agenda today? Yes, you have to go up to the...
Brian Phillips, 374 Orleans Road. I was wondering if you guys could talk about the, maybe have a conversation about the trees they're cutting down in Cakewood Park, or at least planning to, or if that's outside of your...
Well, we'll have to put it on the agenda, but I think it's outside of our jurisdiction.
Okay.
There's no wetlands near them that I'm aware of.
The golf course, there's that, on hole 6.
Is it within 100 feet of the wetlands?
Yeah, it's not 100 feet.
Then we have no jurisdiction.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. Teresa. There you go.
Good afternoon, Teresa Sprague with Blue Flax Design. I was having an email conversation with Bradford and was hoping that we could put on a future agenda an opportunity to talk about irrigation. I have some concerns about some of the irrigation components that have to be removed from the mitigation area, particularly in regards to sites that are required to put an irrigation well in, long-term drought issues. I really just am hoping to open up a dialogue with the commission to better understand the commission's concerns about irrigation within the jurisdictional areas, and also to understand how, as practitioners, we can best support the native plant communities, as well as our clients' concerns about significant expense that goes along with installing irrigation wells, which then require full irrigation system components. We're kind of outside of the days where we used to be able to do overhead towers with a timer from the hardware store. Now we require significant amount of drip irrigation to be installed to support our mitigation plantings because we want very targeted irrigation. I think irrigation systems have improved significantly since I've been doing this, with not only rain sensors, but now soil moisture sensors, et cetera. So I'm just hoping that we can have a discussion at a future hearing after the commission has some time to think about this, and perhaps there are other consultants who may want to join the conversation as well. So we'd be happy to do that at a public hearing or a separate meeting aside, but just wanted to throw that out there for other business.
Do you have a preference on a date to do it?
I wondered if maybe the first hearing in December would give
Sure.
us time to all gather our thoughts and be able to make.
Of course, so that's December 3rd. So we'll
Yes.
put that on the agenda for December 3rd.
Excellent, thank you, I appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, anyone else? I don't see anybody online who would like to. All right, before we begin the agenda, Bradford, are there any announcements of any continuances for today?
Yes, Madam Chair, there are 2 continuances. Both of them are notice of intent applications. The first one is for 53 Little Beach Road, Monomoy Rips LLC, map 16A, parcel H50, SE 10-3747, and 47 Little Beach Road, Monomoy Rips LLC, map 16A, parcel H52, SE 10-3737. They've both requested continuances to January 14th, 2026.
Okay, great, thank you. At this point, Bradford Bauer, Chatham's Assistant Conservation Agent, will now lead us through the agenda.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The first is a review and approval of January 2026 through June 2026 agenda and deadline schedules.
Great, thank you. Right, everybody has had time to look at it. We thought we would try, we're only doing it for 6 months to see if you all are willing to do twice a month, how that goes. We can always add a third week any month if we needed to, if we're starting to find that we're getting quite a few applications. So does anybody have any comments about the schedule as it stands? Okay, then we need a motion, please, to approve the,
I move that we approve the January 2026 through June 2026 agenda and deadline schedule.
Second.
all right, Elise,
Aye.
Janet,
Aye.
Paul,
Aye.
Eric,
Aye.
and I say aye. Okay, so we have our schedule for the first 6 months. Thank you. All right, Bradford, next, please.
Next up is a requested order of conditions for 70 Sears Point Road, Susan and Greg Shorten, map 11A1, parcel 7-5, SE 10-3735. This was for a demolish and renovate a portion of an existing dwelling, addition 2 decks, viewing deck, rinse station, and mitigation.
Okay, I did get the email stating that on page 11G, number 8 and 9 were duplicates, so I removed one of those. And anything else?
Yes.
Go ahead.
No, good afternoon. Yep, good afternoon. Tim Santos from Merrill Engineers. That's what I sent in. Thank you very much. But I know Dylan from Crawford Land Management had a few comments, so I know he's on, so I'll let him talk.
Okay,
Yep, good afternoon. Dylan Lance with Crawford Land Management. So we wanted some clarification on some of the special conditions.
okay.
Number 3 on page 11F. We just wanted to make sure of what makes for an acceptable permanent visible delineation. I know we've used steel edging for this historically, but I wanted to make absolutely sure as we make our pricing estimate.
So what are you asking from that? Go ahead.
Just what type of material would be an acceptable barrier?
In the past, we've had, for delineations, like one very low split rail. We've had large stones. Can you think of anything else, anybody?
We sometimes have allowed a metal or plastic strip. This may not be a good spot for that because you've got lawn going nearly to the coastal bank, and this mitigation area is what forms a buffer strip at the top. So you want to make sure that no landscapers accidentally wander into it. So something like a 10, 12-inch split rail or some stones would probably be a better visual for that. Otherwise, they can go, in the grass, sometimes they can't see those little.
It
Strips.
just has to be visible so that somebody doesn't mow into the mitigation area.
That's the main worry.
Okay. And then I also wanted to ask about number 6 on the next page, 11G. Just since our work doesn't go into a salt marsh or mean high or low water or the beach, I wanted to ask about the applicability of some of these minimum requirements that were listed off to be included in the annual monitoring.
I don't think that they're needed. I think it was just missed. Usually if it's not affecting, I'll delete it, but I missed that. It's gone. Anything else?
Thank you. Nope, that's all I wanted to ask
Okay.
about.
Any commissioners have anything? Yes?
Yeah, I have one. So I caught it on the findings, but I'm realizing now not on the special condition. So special condition 10 still has this language. It says
Yeah.
trees overhanging the roof interfering with solar panels may be removed. and I added upon approval, but removed was the word that was getting my attention. So, I mean, I understand that they might need to trim trees that interfere with solar
I don't
panels,
think
but,
they should be removed.
no. So, yeah, we changed,
Trimmed.
yeah, trimmed, yeah, okay, I was gonna change that, thank you. That's it.
Anything else, anybody? Okay, and if we could have a motion, please?
I move that we close the hearing on 70 Sears Point Lane and approve the order of conditions as modified.
Second.
Okay, Eric,
Aye.
Paul,
Aye.
Janet,
Aye.
Elise?
Aye.
And I say aye. All right, thank you.
Thank you for your time. Have a great week.
You
Thank
too. Next, Bradford, please.
Next is a requested amendment to an order of conditions for 70 Meadowview Road South. Kyle and Patricia Lisac, map 10D, parcel 16-S15, SE 10-3668. Proposed addition, proposed attached garage, and proposed reconstruction of deck with mitigation. Amendment is to add invasive management and restoration, rearrange approved mitigation, redesign the driveway, and add a retaining wall, and as well as redesign the front entryway and retain approved rinse station.
Great. How are you?
Hi, nice to see you guys.
Good to see you.
Caitlin Camilleri with Blue Flax Design. And on behalf of our clients, Kyle and Marley Slisak, we're here today. We've submitted a request to amend the existing order of conditions for the renovation of their single-family home at 70 Meadowview Road. And the following changes are proposed on our plan that we've submitted to you. We'd like to undertake invasive species management and restoration planting throughout the entire property within the resource area and buffer zones. We're proposing to rearrange the previously approved mitigation plan and increase that area from 2,100 square feet to 10,434 square feet. And we've printed off that previously approved plan that Teresa can hand out to you if you'd like to see the area that we're proposing to rearrange for our mitigation.
Thank you.
So on that plan, the 2,100 square feet is like kind of on the bottom portion of the site on the west. And we're basically just taking that, creating a vegetated buffer strip instead along the lower coastal bank and expanding the mitigation throughout the rest of the site along the coastal bank and within the 50 and 100-foot buffers. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, great. We're also redesigning the driveway to be, instead of a circular turnaround, to be more of a squared-off layout design so that it functions a little bit better for the homeowners. This will result in 222 square feet increase of driveway within the 100-foot buffer, and 10 pitch pines will need to be removed for the construction of the driveway. And these pitch pines, along with 4 invasive white poplar trees, will be mitigated at a 1-to-1 ratio. With native trees, we're actually replanting 15 trees in this, on this site. We're also proposing to add a small retaining wall beneath the proposed deck in order to reduce erosion and siltation, because that slope is quite steep under the deck. And adjacent to that are in-ground risers, steppers on that steep slope, just to help with foot traffic access. Yes, thanks, Bradford. Those will be replaced, like in place and in kind, those timber steps, and then we're proposing to add some timber risers just north, a little bit north. Yeah, right there. That's a steep slope. And we are also requesting to keep the existing lower rinse station. And we'd like to do that because the use of that, it's used from, because people will walk up the slope and from the water go right to that rinse station. If we're to remove that, they will have to walk up the very steep slope along the east side of the house to reach the upper rinse station. And to avoid that, that would require steps and walls being built in that area. And so to avoid that, we're requesting to keep the lower rinse station and restore that entire slope with native vegetation to hold the slope in place. We're also redesigning the front entryway and walkway to please for the homeowners' needs and aesthetics. And yeah, that is what we are proposing. So in total, we're proposing 11,881 square feet of invasive species management, native plant restoration for an increase of about 271 square feet of structure within the 100-foot buffer. Happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
All right, anybody want to start?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What do we, boils down to the square footage, so what are we at now on the coverage from the 50 to the 100?
Oh, the coverage calculations.
Because our trigger point is around 35%.
I believe we're still under that, but I did not calculate that.
Thanks.
I can get that for you.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I think you need, as I recall, it was about 34, so we were getting close.
Okay.
I'll have to say that when I first looked at this, I was dismayed because we spent maybe 4 hearings trying to work out that mitigation area and get it where it would do something, really beneficial. So when I looked at this and said, oh my God, all of that for nothing. On the other hand, it had been one of the things that we had asked for, but it was rejected earlier, to do it along the bottom to make a vegetated buffer strip. So that does make a whole lot more sense. And the fact that you are going to restore the entire area above the bank is also incredibly welcome. But you are going to retain the grassy area at the bottom for the parking of the trailers and
Yes,
dock
the
systems and all.
seasonal.
I didn't see any mention of that, so I assumed that was going to stay down.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So the, summer trailer and winter dock storage.
Yeah, I saw that in there. The only comment I would make is that the other thing we spent a lot of time on was these 2 rinse stations, and we heard all about coming in from the beach in the car and coming up from the boat, and having to walk around. But understanding all that, if you had the rinse station over on the other side of the house, nearer where the generators are, out of the 50 there, then it's easily accessible, right from the back of the driveway, right from the top coming up from the boat, and I don't see the need for 2. And, yeah, we had objected to 2 before, and I understand that where you've got the one located is not going to work well for people coming up from the boat to try to get around to there. But I think moving it into a location where it can be easily accessed either way would be a better idea. Anyway, that's all.
I'll say I'm very against 2 rinse stations. One's in the outer Aurora and one's in the NDZ. So I think you need to come up with where one can be placed rather than keeping the one you have and adding a second one.
I think the second rinse station, the one that's in the outer aura, it's directly off the master bathroom, so that's where it becomes a little bit awkward. It's part of the house design, and so it's not as easily accessible. It's also not as easily removed or moved. I guess one question that I have for the commission, we're proposing to leave this rinse station in place because it is already existing. But if the rinse station were to be removed out of the NDZ, that would be more accessible for family members coming up from the beach, would that be something the commission would be open to? And that's certainly something we
I'll
can.
see what everybody thinks.
If that rinse station off the master bedroom is truly being incorporated, then I would say it should be incorporated into the square footage of the structure and treated as part of the structure, not as an add-on, in which case it's, I'm not sure what it is. It's a part of the building without a roof.
Right.
But anything that moves a rinse station out of the NDZ is something that I would definitely support. It
Okay.
just shouldn't be there.
Okay, we will bring that back to the
Yes,
homeowners.
we
Thank you.
will. Thank you.
Any other comments?
Yeah, I'm a little on the flip on that. I think if it's pre-existing, it should still be able to be used if it's pre-existing. That's my opinion. Thanks.
I don't disagree, but then I'd like to see the other one go away. I just don't think that 2 rinse stations within our jurisdiction is a great precedent. You know, we've been very careful about
They're
rinse
40 feet
stations
apart.
in the past.
That's right, it's just, we've.
Most logical area is coming up the top of the hill,
Absolutely.
having a rinse
It
station.
is logical where the one that's existing, and that's why I hoped that maybe the other would be removed, but if it's actually that necessary for the master edition, then something has to give,
Yeah.
I think.
I
That's my
have a question
opinion.
on the,
Okay.
on the plan here. So the original approved plan, I see that you've eliminated the circle in the driveway, and the driveway comes around to the garage, but there's no differentiation on the plan between the driveway and I guess the lawn area in the back, and the previous plan had some steps in there, and I guess you're replacing the steps that were there with these in-ground steppers, but you still don't have any indication of where the driveway ends and the lawn begins.
Mike pointed that out today. It was a graphical
Oh, okay.
mistake on my part.
So you'll
And
put
so,
it-
yes, there should just be a line kind of, like along where that wall is meeting the garage, and that's where the driveway will end. We were able, with the new driveway design, to avoid the need for steps down, and so the slope is just kind of
So
like
it's flat and you'll just put a
ladder. Yeah,
line
and
on
so
the
we'll
plan.
just like end the driveway maybe with cobbles to differentiate between the 2 changes of the ground.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Thank you. And 10,000 square feet of restoration, but, so I can't quibble too much with the numbers
No.
because, but you will get us a I mean, if you
I
are
will.
over
I'm
the
sorry about
25,
that.
we'll have to do a variance
Yes.
analysis.
Yes.
They already are asking for variance because of the mitigation that's going in.
Is in
So,
the NDZ, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, I'll get that for you. Sorry about that.
I have one thing. Hi, how are you?
Hi, Paul. Great.
What is the material you use for the walkway to the front of the house?
We haven't chatted with the homeowner yet about that. It will be hardscape. It will be permeable, dry laid, and so water will be able to percolate through. But the material we haven't decided on that yet with the homeowners.
Okay.
So that hasn't been calculated into this
Yeah.
coverage?
It has been the outline of the path has been calculated in, but the actual material we haven't discussed yet.
Okay.
If it's brick or if it's granite or.
Thank you.
Thank you.
anything else? Anybody? So obviously, we're going to have to continue.
Okay.
When did you want to continue to?
Whichever one is next.
That would be next week.
Okay. I could
Because
do
of
that. Or,
Thanksgiving,
that's right.
so,
So then I'd have to have that in.
So we would then have to submit by Friday for next week's hearing?
Yeah.
We can,
We can
do
do
just
that.
with the coverage counts, and
Yep.
we will get an
Okay.
answer on the rinse
On
station.
the rinse
and
station.
Have that squared away with the clients immediately.
and if not, then you can always ask for continuance to December
Absolutely.
3rd.
Okay.
Be the next one after that.
Okay, I think we can make next week's.
We can do that.
Yep,
Okay.
all right, thank you.
Okay, I move that we continue 70 Meadowview Road to the meeting on November 12th, 2025.
Second.
Okay, Elise?
Aye.
Janet? Aye. Paul?
Aye.
Eric?
Aye.
And I say hi. Aye, not hi.
Thank you.
All right, so you're all set. Next one, please.
Next up is a field change request for 150 Goose Pond Road, James and Carolyn Eldridge, map 6G, parcel 14B, local only N-22-45. This was construction of a single-family dwelling. The field change request is to relocate a path to be outside the 100-foot buffer and add a retaining wall extending from the rock stairway.
Thank you. Is there anybody here for this? Oh,
Hi, it's James and Carolyn Eldridge.
hi.
So we just got our exterior of the house all landscaped. We just had those heavy rains, and there's quite a bit of erosion coming down the slope next to the barn. We don't really want to start planting our 11 red eastern cedars until we can figure out what to do with that erosion. We did move a stone pathway out of the 50 to 100-foot area, and we'd like to continue with that same kind of rock going down the side of the slope.
All right. Anybody want to start?
Just to clarify, so there's two things here. One are the boulders that are going to act as a retaining wall for that, and the other are the stone stepper stones, right? So right now, the stepper stones are in the 100.
They're outside
We're
of it.
outside.
Well, in the approved plan, they were inside, but they
Correct.
have been installed coming around. And then they meet up with, there are some boulders there, right, that are outside our jurisdiction. But is that the boulders that you want to continue along the rest of that?
Yes.
Okay. I was just trying to
Yes,
understand what
from
I was
where,
looking at.
from that little step way up, we want to continue the boulders down.
So you have them continuing on your proposal down, crossing the line of the 100, but stopping short of the 50, and they have that funny little curve around. Is that following the grade there, the slope there, that funny little curve to the left that it takes on your
Yes.
plan?
Basically where the fence was, the silt fence.
Okay. Okay. That's long. That's a,
It is.
yeah.
I was curious along that line, how big is this wall? I mean,
We were thinking maybe 3-foot rocks, 3-foot stones,
okay.
probably going like 40 feet. The barn is 36, so probably just past the barn a little bit.
So there's a change in coverage, and we need mitigation for this 3-foot wall that's 40 feet long. So,
I don't think we have any other place to do any more mitigation. See, that was all put in with loam, and the loam was just kind of washed away. I mean, we could probably change it to hardener, but then we have all the plantings to put in. I mean, I think the hardener would stay.
It's hard now.
I think it's something you can put in that sort of glues it so it doesn't, somebody told
For
me to
loam?
do this, so it
It's not
doesn't
loam, it's just,
erode.
it's dirt. It's hardener that
Yeah,
will compact.
it
Okay.
compacts
But
and
we
then
have a
it
lot of
doesn't
plantings to
erode.
put in, so we'd
Ah, I
have to
see.
dig out the holes and fill them with loam.
Yeah, yeah, okay. That's
But I
hard.
mean, that would stay more than the loam itself.
Right.
I think
I
what
mean,
we're
we ju- we
struggling
had-
with
we
here
just
is
had
that
those
this
extreme
is in the
rains.
mitigation area itself, and I understand this, I looked at the slope and said, yep, I can see
Yeah.
that that's a problem. But it's all happening in the area that had been set aside for mitigation. But I guess, if it's just gonna fail, if it's not held up somehow.
I agree.
then what's the point? Yeah,
I struggle with that there is an added coverage that was not accounted for in their mitigation originally.
Yeah, I think
I get why you have to do
Yeah,
it. I mean, I'm not against,
I think with our height restriction,
We were up so high.
we didn't think we would be up that high. And in order to pass that, it really, the angle of it's pretty
no, I
bad.
totally get it. It's just the struggle I have because
well, the difference is right here, it has it here, so the total, this is on what they submitted on the top. Total site coverage plus proposed dwelling, which is now built, was total, 4147, and the restoration was 6630. No, I see, 4147 was the mitigation, so what was the coverage? It would have been 1539 plus.
We could still add mitigation
Oh, yeah. this
in and
place-
amongst the trees
Yeah.
toward the back.
yeah.
And there's an area that I gravelled, way back, so we weren't tracking in dirt next to the garage, next to the barn, and we could take that away, because that got counted as ground coverage, and I didn't even realize, that was gonna be counted as ground coverage.
Is that the area that was originally mulched?
Not mulch was on the other
The
side,
other
but
side?
gravel.
I remember we had a discussion about the mulch,
Yeah.
and then it became,
Well,
the gravel, well, that would,
I mean, if you took
That
away
would-
the gravel, I don't know what
that would help.
I don't know what you'd wanna put down.
We could put like the inkberries or,
just
I
any.
mean, we'd still like to have some sort of a walkway there.
Well, you're gonna
because
have your.
That's
yeah,
where the entrance
to-
that you would use to go to the barn apartment.
Yeah, you can put the stepping stones through, that shouldn't be a problem, but you can
Right.
put in, native grass.
I mean, the gravel's getting covered up right now,
Right.
as it
Yeah.
is,
It's
but,
getting, yes, right, it is.
it's actually mitigating itself.
I mean, the
In the back, there's a whole lot.
area is mitigating itself. I mean, we have pine trees growing everywhere,
oh, sure.
That's great,
but
yay. Yeah,
I think if you could mitigate that area with, more of what you've been doing. As you said, inkberry and I don't know what else you have. I think then, I don't want to speak for everybody, but I think that makes it a little bit easier to approve the field change. I just have a problem with forgiving mitigation when we expect others to. So, how does everybody feel?
Oh,
Would that be okay?
yeah, I have no problem.
I'm happy with that.
Good. All right. So I think we could have a motion to approve with I would add with the additional mitigation in the gravel area.
I move that we approve the field change request for 150 Goose Pond Road as modified.
Second.
Okay, Elise.
Aye.
Janet.
aye.
Paul.
Aye.
Eric.
Aye.
And I say aye. All right, you've got it.
okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, Bradford next.
I'm going to read the next two together.
Yes, please.
Next up is two notice of intents for 53 Little Beach Road, Monomoy Rips LLC, map 16A, parcel H50, SE 10-3747, demolish existing dwelling and construct new dwelling within land subject to coastal storm flowage, and 43 Little Beach Road, Monomoy Rips LLC, map 16A, parcel H52, SE 10-3737, demolish existing dwelling and construct new dwelling and Title V subsurface sewage system within land subject to coastal storm flowage. Both have been requested to continue to January 14th, 2026.
I move that we continue both 53 Little Beach Road and 47 Little Beach Road to the meeting on January 14th, 2026.
Second.
Eric.
Yes.
Paul.
Aye.
Janet.
Aye.
Elise.
Aye.
And I say aye. Glad I'm not the only one. Okay, Bradford, next.
Moving on to requests for certificate of compliance. The first one is for 74 Harbor View Road, Bruce and Nancy Pearson, map 8A, parcel H4, SE 10-3529. This was for construction of a garage addition and new driveway. When I went out to the site last week, there was still temporary irrigation, but they notified me this morning that it has been removed.
Yes,
So it should
great.
be all set.
Good afternoon,
Oh.
everyone. Brett DeMayo from Sassuat Landscapes, here on behalf of Nancy and Bruce Pearson. I do have photos, Bradford, for this morning with the irrigation removed that I can give to you.
Nicole provided them to me this morning. So
Perfect.
we've got copies.
All set?
All
So,
right.
any
Anything
other
else you want to
questions?
say? Any questions, anybody? All right, no questions, so
I move that we approve the certificate of compliance for 74 Harbor View Road.
Second.
Elise? Aye. Janet? Aye. Paul?
Aye.
Eric?
Aye.
And I say aye.
Thank
You're
you.
all set, thank you. Next, Bradford.
Next is a certificate of compliance for 136 Bucks Creek Road, 136 Bucks Creek Realty Trust, map 8B, parcel S51, SE 10-3514. This was for demolition of an existing dwelling and construction of a new dwelling and implementation of a land management plan. Again, this one was all set except for the irrigation within the mitigation area. They did let me know that it's scheduled for removal on Monday, November 10th.
Right. Okay. Susan, do you have anything that you want to add?
Nope, that's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anybody have any questions, comments?
So we just put it on hold until it's done and they get
Yes,
it.
just like we did the last time. What will happen is that when we approve it, we'll hold on to the COC to filing it until after it's been confirmed that the irrigation's been removed.
Okay, I actually do have a question. Could that be with photos, or would Bradford come out to the site when we let him know that it's done?
What would you like, Bradford?
We can do either or. If you want to send us some photos, that'll be sufficient.
Okay, great, thank you.
All right, we can have a motion, please.
I move that we approve the certificate of compliance for 136 Buck Creek Road.
Second.
Okay, Eric?
Aye.
Paul?
Aye.
Janet? Aye. Elise? Aye. And I say aye. You're all set. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Bradford.
Up next is a COC request for 665 Fox Hill Road, William and Allison Douglas, map 12M, parcel 20-C7 and 20-C42, SE 10-3581, proposed steps, stairs, splash pool, and deck expansion, paths, landscaping, removal of invasive species, and planting of native species. This is the one for the house that burnt down.
Yeah, and it's all been pushed into the new order.
So everything has been transferred into the new
Yes.
order? Yeah.
So we can close this one because we've moved everything in.
I move that we approve the certificate of compliance for 665 Fox Hill Road.
Second.
Eric?
Aye.
Paul?
Aye.
Janet?
Aye.
Elise? Aye. And I say aye. Okay, Bradford, the next.
All right. Is it all right if I read the next two in?
Yes, please.
Okay. The next two are certificate of compliance requests for 20 Jericho Lane, Mark Lebovitz, 20 Jericho Lane LLC, map 10B, parcel B2, SE 10-3525, installation of an in-ground swimming pool, and 20 Jericho Lane, Mark Lebovitz, 20 Jericho Lane LLC, map 10B, parcel B2, SE 10-3467, demolition of an existing dwelling, construction of a new dwelling, and implementation of land management plan. We did not have any issues with this one.
No, it looks great to me. Susan, do you have anything to add?
I don't, thank you.
Okay, anybody have any comments,
Yeah, I just want to
questions?
say it's beautiful mitigation
gorgeous.
job. Mix
Absolutely
of
beautiful.
pollinators, it's a poster child for
Yes.
mitigation project.
Boy, I wish we could.
That's all Teresa and Blue Flags,
They
for
left.
sure.
Well, and the customer.
Yeah. They left,
and the
so they
customer.
don't get to hear that accolade.
All right.
All right, we can have a motion.
I move that we approve the certificate of compliance for 20 Jericho Lane.
Second.
Elise?
Aye.
Janet? Aye. Paul?
Aye.
Eric?
Aye.
And I say aye. Next.
Thank
Alright.
you.
Thank you. And you can do both.
Okay. The next are two partial COC requests. Parcel H13 Captain Knowles Way, Minglewood Homes Incorporated, map 11C, parcel H13, SE 10-3698, construction of a dwelling within a riverfront area and buffer zone to a coastal bank, and construction of a swimming pool within the buffer zone to a coastal bank. The other one is parcel H13 Captain Knowles Way, Minglewood Homes Incorporated, map 11C, parcel H13, SE 10-3722, construction of harbor access stairs over a coastal bank. The first one, so they are partial COCs. The mitigation is still, has like a few years to establish. The first one, we did not have any issues with. The only thing I noticed for the stairs is that the condition was to have them removed before November 1st. But we weren't sure if you had left them in just for the commission to see.
Yes. Yeah, we wanted to show that they were removable.
Okay, great.
Good. That was one of the questions. Anybody have any, do you want to say anything first?
No, I know Paul, I had a conversation with Paul last week, and he requested that the buyer submit a document.
Yes.
That they are aware of the obligation for the mitigation, and they were happy to provide that.
Yes, we did get a letter saying that they are taking over the responsibility for all of the mitigation because it's obviously not nearly complete and has just partially gone in. Anybody have any other comments or questions?
Oh, yeah, I don't have any comments about the partial, but I have to say this, whoever did the planting needs to, some of them, I think the ground settled after they did the planting, a lot of plants around the house, driveway, so the earth sunk around them, and the roots are sticking out like this much on a lot of the plants. So if they're under contract, maybe, whoever planted these things to go over there and put them in, otherwise they're gonna be replacing them for sure, if you take a closer look. And the circle, I don't know what they're gonna do about keeping people off the plants in the circle. Maybe some boulders around the edge or something, I don't know, but they're just driving all over it. But anyway, we're only here about the partial and the, but it would be good to know for the contractor, if he has a contract with these people to do it right, maybe to have them come back and put the plants in a little deeper and, yeah.
Anybody? Go ahead.
While you're talking to them about that, so I did notice that some of maybe two of the new trees have large portions of the bark missing, and I thought the deer were eating it. Eric thinks that's.
No, I was talking about the older ones. some
Oh,
of the
okay.
older
The
ones.
deer are eating the bark off the new trees. So they'll
good thing or a
die
bad
if they
thing?
don't
That's a
get them wrapped
bad
up
thing.
and,
Yeah.
I've lived through
Well,
that.
thank you for
so
the heads up,
just need some
I'm sure.
burlap around them to keep them off.
And then they will be removing the stairs, the seasonal part of the.
Yep.
Okay.
What are the little posts on the way to the,
We talked about that. Was
Oh, did
that
ya?
to,
the
well,
little posts that are barely stuck in the ground on the way to the,
Oh, it was in the order that the path had to be
Be marked.
demarked.
we had to look it up too.
Yeah.
We were wondering the same thing. So, all right, then we can have a motion.
I move that we approve the partial certificate of compliance for H13 Captain Knowles Way.
second.
Elise?
Aye.
Janet?
Aye.
Paul?
Aye.
Eric?
Aye.
And I say aye.
Thank
So
you.
you're all set.
That's not even 2 o'clock.
Well, wait, we're not quite
I was
done.
gonna say, I don't
we're
want
pretty
Eric to
much
miss
done.
General
We're
Hospital.
very close, but yes, we're working hard to be done by 2. All right. Bradford, next, please.
Next is a violation follow-up for 97 Tulipy Run, TR 97 nominee trust, map 14A3, parcel 2-B, SE 10-3690, shoreline protection and restoration project.
All right, we had a meeting last week, right? Yes, last Thursday? Yeah. My days are kind of melding together. And the owner was there, as well as his representatives, his property manager, and Dan from Tie and Bond. And we started here, and we had Catherine as a part of it, and we had Brian, who's from Woods Hole, right?
Cape Cod Cooperative
Okay,
Extension.
Cape Cod Cooperative, you know Brian. But anyway, Greg could not attend, and he had recommended that we have Brian attend. So at the meetings, it was discussed what some options might be. Dan provided some options, and Catherine and Brian provided some thoughts, but then we went out to the property with everybody. And we then went, it was good for Brian because he's never seen it. And Brian and Catherine had some recommendations that they are going to put in writing for us, but Brian can't get them to us until probably January. So we're going to put this on hold until January. When their recommendations come in, we are going to forward them to Tie and Bond, and he will share them with the property manager and the property owner. And at that time, we will hope, what I would like to do is give them 1 month to come up with a plan of what they would like to do out of the options, or if they come up with something else, which they offered some things different than what our 2 representatives were thinking, then, we'll have to see how our representatives think about, what they think about that as well. So that's the update at this point. But the good thing was, the property owner was there, and that was a big plus. So we'll see what happens, but I wanted everybody to know that things progressed a small amount. And now we're in hold again.
Okay, every little bit helps.
Any questions? Okay, well, that's the update. All right, Bradford, next.
Next is approval of minutes for August 27th and September 10th, 2025.
So the September 10th ones were in our Teams folder yesterday. I didn't get to look at them, and now they're gone. So I think we can only deal with the August 27th ones for approval, and hopefully at the next meeting next week, we'll have them back. I think they're on the town website, but it's a PDF, so we can't modify it. And so I think we should table the September 10th until next meeting on November 12th. So anybody for the August 27th have any modifications? I made a couple little changes, but nothing major.
I made a few.
Yeah. Anybody else? Bob's not here, so we don't, we're pretty good. That might be why we're finishing early. No, I'm only kidding, Bob. All right, then if we could have a motion, please, to approve.
I move that we approve the minutes from August 27th, 2025.
Second.
Eric?
Aye.
Paul?
Aye.
Janet?
Aye.
Elise?
Aye.
And I say aye. Okay, we have one more motion.
I
Can I
move that
just
we.
make a,
Oh,
sorry.
yes.
just a comment
Sure.
that struck me as I was reading the minutes from August? on the 552 Shore Road. We bifurcated the cutting violation from the NOI, which is fine. But it reminded me that they were going to come back by the end of October with a
Right.
plan for that.
But they did contact us, and they asked for more time. So they are on it, and we were aware, and Paul asked if that was okay, and I said, yes.
Yeah, okay.
So I think they
I
were
had
rather.
totally forgotten. I hadn't made a note until I saw
Yeah.
it. That's why minutes are
I think they were
important.
rather aggressive with their plans.
Thought that was.
To present, so, thank you. All right, one more motion.
I move that we adjourn the hearing.
Second.
Okay, Eric?
Aye.
Paul?
Aye.
Elise?
Aye.
Janet?
Aye.
And I say aye. All right, we are.